What's going on, everyone? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is the very first episode. Well, I mean, I guess we've had retro review shows before in the past, but this is our episodic retro review show where we're going to be doing. It's not every single week, but we are going to follow the pathway of Sunday Night
Heat.
Starting in 1998, and I believe it went to 2001, 2002,
something like that.
So we're, like I said, we're not gonna do this every single week. We're gonna some weeks we'll have top 10 videos. Some weeks we're gonna have pay-per-view reviews, but we don't. Hey, we're gonna talk about some Sunday Night Heat. But before we get into all of that, I'm your host Korey Smith, and joining me via Zoom video work conference chat at any time of the day, my main roster mate, Mr. Jose Oseguera.
How's everybody doing? How are you doing, great sir?
I'm doing great. It's we just ended the weekend. We're coming into a new week. A lot of stuff is changing, but I feel good about it. A lot of things come and go. But today we're gonna look at the past of Sunday Night Heat.
Yes.
Right?
Peak Attitude Era.
Well, I believe it started like literally right when the Attitude Era kicked off in I guess Attitude Era kicked off like 96, 97.
Yeah, this is peak.
Yeah, so this is, okay, you're right, peak Attitude Era. But we're going to talk about all that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at CWR415. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Don't need to tell you what's on there because just go check it out. A lot of cool stuff. Get a bunch of extra stuff you don't get on these shows. So, Sunday Night Heat, Episode 1, August 2nd, 1998.
Oh, what a show.
So let's talk about, let's talk about Sunday Night Heat in general, the concept of it.
Right. Why it was what it is, yes.
It was the first, the second, kind of the second show to Monday Night Raw. This is before SmackDown.
Before Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, right?
Well, I'm saying to WWE or WWE.
Right.
So,
but, it was before the extensions where everybody's, the super amount of content being spit out at us.
Exactly. So you had this show being shown on the USA Network. It started on the USA Network. Eventually, it moved to the coolest network of all, MTV. I want my MTV. Sorry, I've had too much coffee, and it's already. I'm into this. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm complete opposite. The edibles kicking in. I took it maybe 45 minutes ago, so I'm chilling now.
Well, that's good. It'll balance us out. Everyone just focus right in the middle of the screen, and I think they'll have a good middle ground. But no, Sunday Night Heat, this first episode, what did you think in general? Like you said, peak Attitude Era. What did you think of this?
Okay. I wasn't expecting to see what I saw.
No.
I knew what we were all there. We know what happened.
No. What do you call it? I went into it thinking, it's gonna be some like Attitude Era stuff. Maybe it'll be some random, maybe we'll get a moment in a couple of weeks. First episode, whack right across the face.
Yeah.
With like
just the entrance alone.
This is the fucking craziest show. Border like ECW. Hold on. That's weird. So yeah, this hold on. I mean, I got to be real about this. Like literally, my Pro Tools just shut down. Everything shut down. Nothing was working for about 5 minutes. Is this a sign that we should stop reviewing Sunday Night Heat right here, Jose?
I really hope not, because I had fun reviewing the show today.
Yeah, and like you were saying, okay, let's get back on track. Maybe we'll have more technical difficulties, but hopefully not. We're going to persevere. This is only episode 1. Let's see what happens in the future. But
it's a test show. Let's,
the pilot.
Yeah, it's the pilot.
Yeah,
if we get picked up, cool. If not,
maybe I'll get recast too. Maybe, what are the What Culture guys' names? Jack the Jobber. Maybe he'll take my role here, and he'll get to talk to some young, nice British lad about wrestling.
Or maybe they'll get some Playboy model to take over my spot, and the number one
Angel Garza just to take over as you to play.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking to recap the Attitude Era, they'll get a legit a Playmate of the Year lingerie edition.
Lingerie. Okay, so peak Attitude Era, like you said, this is the second show after Monday Night Raw. It's just for supplemental storylines, because they just had too much content. Just
it was jam packed.
So we kicked off things. I mean, did we give what do we think of the shows? What did you think of the show?
Oh, what did I think of the show? There's a lot of cringe-worthy moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really cringe. But
I think 11-year-old me. I was 11 at the time. Let's just get that out there. 1998. How you were a little younger, a little dumber at the time, probably as well.
Of course. I mean, the whole world was a little dumber, a little
world
more asleep, should we say?
Yeah. But yeah. So this kicks off with Vince McMahon. Like you said, this is August 2nd, 1998. Kicks off with Vince McMahon introducing the show and introducing us to the host of Sunday Night Heat.
Host and star?
And star of the show, his son, Shane McMahon. Shane O'Mac himself comes out to the ring. He comes out. First he stops and he walks back, and then he grabs two very attractive young women to accompany him to ringside. And it was funny because if you notice his music, whose music was that? Do you know?
I don't.
That was Jacqueline's music.
Oh,
that eventually became Jacqueline's music. The title of her song is "Pretty Mean Sister." So Shane McMahon came out to debut on Sunday Night Heat to the song entitled "Pretty Mean Sister." Just thought that was funny.
Yeah, and she was actually featured on the show too, right?
Exactly. So I think she was with Mark Romero at the time, so maybe she just yeah. Let's see. So when the Shane and his friends, quote unquote, are coming out to the ring, I don't ever remember the WWF ringside being so goddamn cramped.
I'm telling you, right?
Dude, okay, first off, people were falling over the barricade. Guys were reaching out and like touching the girls. Like I didn't see any like butt grabs or anyone try to reach for like.
No, everybody was pretty chill.
But everyone like you would see guys just like touch the girls like arms and things like that. I was like, all right, okay. They get to the ringside and some guy is like reaching over like grabbing stuff off the commentary desk, and JR and the King are just like God, holding their stuff together, like don't take our stuff, please. I was like, Jesus Christ! I am so glad I was never front row for this Sunday Night Heat or Monday Night Raw. It's like this.
Well, you know what that comes from though is what's it called in New York? The Hammerstein Ballroom.
Hammerstein Ballroom. Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's also
there's limited room. So from the ring to the barrier, it's only like 5 feet.
Yeah.
So they like
barely. Yeah, pretty much.
They copied that format and took it to every stadium they went to.
And I think like that was just the way they did things back in the day.
Yeah.
So Shane McMahon and his which it says his friends on the lower third join JR and the King ringside because he will be part of the commentary table.
Allie and Kayla
and I thought it was Natalie.
Maybe I heard wrong. Allie and Natalie.
Either way.
Yeah.
Ali. So they're going to be doing commentary with JR and the King. Kicked off with our first match tonight, Edge versus Jeff Jarrett. As Shane McMahon says, the Enigma Edge.
Right?
So Jeff Jarrett, too, he comes out. He's with Tennessee Lee.
Going through a little bit of a mid-career crisis.
I think this is right before he cut his hair, right?
Because he was a lot more cocky, and this time he was more aggressive. It was the aggressive Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, and he comes out to the ring. And it's funny because Edge is just very like 90s. He comes through the crowd. He gets everyone pumped up. And then Jeff Jarrett's music hits, and everyone's just like,
no.
All right, it's Jeff Jarrett. Let's. I guess we're watching Dallas tonight.
Who comes out with a fiddle, man, as their entrance? That has to be.
I mean, it is one of those songs like over time you kind of like you start to like a little bit.
I've never liked that song. Never liked it.
Okay, well maybe
the rap is crap I actually got into, and I'm a huge hip hop fan.
Yeah,
but when it rap is crap tour, that was just amazing stuff.
Yeah. Jeff Jarrett goes after Edge while the lights are still out in the ring. While Jeff Jarrett's using Edge's jacket to pull over his head and blind him, just like all the hockey players do in Canada. King says. Edge uses a flapjack, then a spear to Jeff Jarrett.
Good looking spear.
Yeah, I mean,
and they called it a tackle.
they were like, oh, that's a tackle.
It's a nice tackle by
Okay,
Edge.
I will say this: they fucking called moves.
Yes,
They
did.
called moves left and right. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the first WWE show in a while. Oh, he hit him with a. He said, oh,
Enziguri.
he's like, oh, that's actually reverse sidewalk slam. Actually, I was like, oh damn, all right, cool.
Mhm.
That's awesome. That really helps me with my notes. Oh, it was the Russian leg sweep.
Yeah,
Because Shane goes, oh, that's a Russian leg sweep, and JR goes, no, that's actually a reverse Russian leg sweep. And
reverse.
And Shane, he's playing like heel commentator, but not heel because he's Vince's son, but it's not like full on corporation mode yet. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's still, kind of just, this is his son. Vince is the owner of the company who battles the displacement worker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Which Stone Cold, Jesus Christ, I'll get there.
Yeah.
So I mean, Jeff Jarrett versus Edge. I mean, it was a really good match.
It was
until the very end, which was very like, what?
Well, it's a very 1980s finish.
Well, okay. So the end of the match, Tennessee Lee grabs the leg of his what do they call a manager's, like, they call him his like client, I guess his client.
Yeah, this would be
grabs his client, Jeff Jarrett's leg, and Edge,
after Jeff Jarrett called for it, he was tapping his leg like, grab his leg.
That's when Edge gets the pin and win. Like I said, this is a really, really good match. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was a really good start. I mean, I think that whole beginning of the match overcompensates for the end being a little funky. But like I said, Tennessee Lee, he grabs the leg of Jeff Jarrett, but it's not even like Edge was close. Like Edge runs to the ropes, and then Jeff Jarrett runs to the ropes after Edge, and then Tennessee Lee grabs his leg.
Yeah.
So, and they even kind of, the commentators point out, they said, well, did Tennessee Lee blatantly grab Jeff Jarrett's leg? And this might lead to, I mean, I know this eventually leads to a breakup because I don't remember Tennessee Lee being around for too much longer.
Yeah, and Jeff Jarrett doesn't need him at all. Yeah. What he does need is a haircut and to get rid of those straps on his chest.
Oh, God, those straps, man. I mean, yeah, he looked way better with the haircut, I will say. A little bit more modern country.
Yeah. So. Slapnuts Jeff Jarrett is the best Jeff Jarrett.
That you can still get that shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Really?
Yeah, he had his own. I think he owns that shirt.
Cool.
Yeah. We are shown the stars of USA's hit new show, Pacific Blue.
AC Slater just won't go away. 21 years later, he's still.
And how did he aged like what, a day or two?
Yeah.
Like
he went from being 24 to being
25 or 26. Yeah. He's with his co-star Amy Hunter Cornelis, I believe her name was.
Yeah.
They are in a show called Pacific Blue. Do you remember Pacific Blue?
I don't.
Okay.
Is it like Baywatch but with cops?
Yeah, kind of. It is, but Baywatch with cops on bicycles.
Oh, okay.
So they were
in LA somewhere.
Yeah, they were like Ventura or no, in Pacific Blue. It's like a fake, town. So they were like
in Pacifica.
Yeah, they would stop like people buying weed, like, well, you can't sell weed on the boardwalk, man. That's probably, I don't know. I barely remember the show. I just remember, I looked it up a little bit, but
yeah.
I don't know. It was a dumb show. Next up, we have Triple H, X-Pac, and China. They're backstage. They're discussing plans because they're going to come out to the ring and cut an in-ring promo right now.
All right.
DX comes to the ring, but just 3 members: DX, Triple H, X-Pac, and China.
And they're dating at this point, right?
What's up?
Triple H and China are dating at this point?
I believe they're together. Yeah, this is before him and Stephanie got together.
Yeah, and they're starting to pretty her up a little bit because I remember she was really rugged at first.
Yeah, I mean, China's always been very beautiful. I always thought. Maybe I just have a thing for muscles. I don't know. Maybe, but I think everyone has beauty in any kind of.
They definitely try to femme her up as the years went on.
Well, yeah, okay, so I mean, like, do you remember when we were like during that time and people really did speculate about stupid shit, like more so than they did nowadays, I think. Like, I remember when I was a kid and everyone was like, dude, that's a man. That's a dude. Like,
oh, what
do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember a couple people talking about that, but I always was like, dude, you guys are dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I was 11 at the time, between the ages of 11 and, I mean, once I got a little older, I was like, it's not a dude, it's just a really buff chick. It's just a buff chick.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like, I remember even like, I had a stepdad at the time who called her the real mankind. And I was even like, wow, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
He was like, what? I'm like, so it proves the 90s. You know what I mean?
But she was one hell of a looker compared to, like, if you put her and Nicole Bass together.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. I don't want to,
Nicole Bass is a very pretty lady. Let's move on. So X-Pac and Triple H are in the ring. They're discussing their plan for the next night because they have a match together to determine the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. X-Pac and Triple H, they're in the ring. Triple H says, are you ready? And he says, for everyone at home, and for one old wrestler in a Liberace outfit, right there, referring to the King.
Yeah.
Which this whole segment was dumb. Like
and it just
DX was horrible. Jesus Christ, man!
And
I used to love them.
Yeah. They were cool back then. They were they were anti-NWO. They were the thing.
Yeah,
but this looking at it with adult eyes, we're just, and 2020 eyes.
Yeah,
it takes a turn for the worse as it keeps going.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it never gets better. My teenager 15-year-old self is going, wow, this just got a whole lot better.
Oh, I think I wrote that down here. Trust me, there's something I referred to that exact kind of quote that you just said. So King wants to know, he says, will your match against each other tomorrow night be the final stake in DX? Will DX end? Jose, I think people need to keep watching the show. We need to find out if DX is going to end.
Yeah, what happens next week?
I don't know if DX will fall apart as a team and never show their faces again.
And
God.
And SummerSlam is only 4 weeks away.
Oh, man, we got to fucking review that. Actual SummerSlam, right?
No. In this timeline.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And
SummerSlam is 4 weeks away.
I thought about this. We are about, I think, like almost 21 years away from this episode. If we waited a month, you know what I mean? We would have done that. But I was like, fuck it. We're just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
Xbox says, hey, we're pros. We're going to go out there, rip it up. And then we're going to shake hands. And then they tell Vince to suck it, which Shane's like, hey, that's not nice. It's my dad. It's my dad. And then Triple H says he, China, and HBK, who gets a huge pop, are the ones that started DX. Vince didn't like it. He says, we were the most tantalizing show thing on Raw, and we produced everything that was tantalizing.
And check me out. I have no socks.
He didn't have socks on?
He didn't have socks with his
That's
dishes.
great. That's weird. But all right. So Triple H then he points to these two women in the crowd who are obviously plants.
Obviously.
Like these are two, they look like models. They're close to ringside, and I think they were just like with each other. So I'm like, what two hot chicks are just going? I mean, it could happen. It did happen,
actually.
What? I'm two.
Okay. Just keep going.
Okay. So, no. I mean, I'll get there.
That two models would be
show together. The two models going to
it could happen.
It could. Maybe in some universes. So these two women are ringside, and Triple H, I guess they were doing this thing in the 90s where they're like, show us your boobs, put up your shirt. And the girl's like, no.
Well, this is peak Girls Gone Wild. Commercial time.
I'm not going to do it. And she's just like, fuck it. And she just like rips her top off.
Velcro?
Oh, yeah. It was a Velcro top. And then the girl next to her does it, but the camera doesn't get it. And they have that like cheesy, like censored logo. I was like, oh my God.
It was the Girls Gone Wild commercial all over again.
And then like, okay, so these, like I said, clearly not paid actors. He pressures them to take their tops off. After saying no once, One does it, and then another one does it, and then it cuts to the crowd of real like women in the crowd, not paid actors, just taking their tops off. I was like, how many people did that and then like got in the car and were like, why did I do that? And I honestly think that the whole thing about with the plants being put in there, and this is the part where I'm gonna get too woke, is fucked up because it pressures women to do it at that point.
Maybe not even pressure, but normalizes it and makes it okay.
It gets the crowd wild. It gets them going. All the guys in the crowd who are already thriving off of this kind of behavior, you know, they're chanting for it. Now they're chanting for the girls next to them. Probably, maybe, you know, I'm assuming.
Maybe no.
Hey, take your top off, girl. Come on, everyone else. Show them your tits. It's TX. Suck it. So, and it just, you know, it was just one of those things. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And the non-plant, she couldn't have been more than 19, 20 years old.
I hope so. I fucking hope so. So China visibly,
she looks pissed, right?
She is fucking pissed. She's looking away from it. Who wouldn't be?
She had her back to it. Yeah.
She had her back to it with her arms crossed, and she has this look on her face like why am I doing this?
Oh, you're gonna so get it, Paul. You're gonna so get
it. And then Shane is like rooting for girls to take their tops off, and the girls next to him, like, you know, when you're with a girl and they don't want to fight with you, but they're just kind of like, shut up. She gave him that like slap to the side, like, you're dumb, shut up. Like, you're a dumb guy. And it was just very like, of course she's a paid model. She's not going to be like, that's rude. But it was kind of like this slight little gesture that I was kind of like,
the kids call it side eye.
Yeah. So it was just, to me, the whole segment was, so bad.
It was cringe.
It was almost as cringy as, no, it was more cringy than, I was going to say, the Missy Hyatt interview that she did with Dave Meltzer recently. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I was just, like I said, the 11-year-old boy in me, I thought this was great. You know what I mean? The 33-year-old man in me thought this was a shitty, and I thought it disgusted me. And it disgusted me how WWE applied the peer pressure to get women to take their tops off. Like I said, how many women got in their cars later and was like, why did I do that?
Or how many were juiced? I'm telling you, this was that era where the Girls Gone Wild videos were selling like hotcakes.
But that's
and college girls all around the world were doing the same thing. It was almost an honor to be in one of those.
We can get into it all night about like the morality of Girls Gone Wild, because I think that's kind of the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have a bunch of guys around, you know, take your top off.
Yeah, and that's what WWE's basing it off of. That's where they got the idea from, is those videos. They didn't think of it themselves.
Girls Gone Wild is so fucking exciting. I ordered them when I was a kid. I was a kid and I ordered them. Yeah. It was just like, hello, I would like to place an order for Girls Gone Wild.
You got it.
What's your name?
11-year-old.
Are you 21? Yeah. Anyways, let's move on.
So draws and headbangers.
No. First, we have this is one man's story of living alone. This is Jaws' world.
Yeah, and they totally use the font and the
real world font.
The real world, yeah. So the early real world.
If you don't know what the real world is, it's actually probably the seed of what is known as the challenge now.
Yeah, definitely. It's the father of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the grandfather now, I think. Unfortunately. Yeah. Because the real world was a show where they get like, was it 7 people?
7 strangers.
Seven strangers picked to live in a house. See what happens when life stops getting crazy and starts getting real. The real
story.
And so they would like work together and live together, and then like one guy slapped a girl in Seattle, and his name was Steven. It was Steven. Ha! I remembered that.
All right.
And anyways, so this is Draws. He likes to puke. This is he likes snakes, beers, and to puke.
Like, why is that a selling point?
And I love how it's so bad. This whole segment is it's bad. But
And
from
they got those real world camera angles that were like tilted.
they had 90s Tom Pritchard in here.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh man, there was some. It was like chunks and stuff in there. It was like corn. It was so gross. I was like, what's going on?
This guy can puke. What?
And then he's in the ring. They're like in some training facility, not the PC, because the PC didn't get to way later. But some sort of training facility they had at the time. And Draws is in this match, I guess, with Mark Henry, and he pukes. And you see Mark Henry go, he puked on my hand. Like, he did puke on your hand, Mark Henry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Why haven't you washed it yet?
And then we move on to the 6-man tag. Draws and the Headbangers, the Jersey team, the team Jersey.
They all just happen to be from Jersey, yeah.
Versus Kai and Tai, the team of Funaki, Dick Togo, the newest Bullet Club member, Dick Togo, and Teihao, I believe his name was.
Yes, I think, yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for tuning into our Sunday Night Heat review. Hi.
Oh my god. If there's a festival point, this is it.
So this is
dude, and they deliberately went to commercials when the Japanese team got their offense in.
Oh yeah.
And then they come back and they get the last bit of offense.
Probably the best wrestlers in this match too.
Yeah.
So
wearing street clothes, by the way.
Kai and Tai was, I believe, this it was a kind of like a punk rock group gimmick, and then it turned into this Japanese imperialist gimmick because Vince, Japan, Kai and Tai. Remember the Indeed?
Yes, the overdub.
Yeah. Funaki though, in every edition of Kai and Tai, he stayed true. He is still with WWE.
He's an announcer. Yeah.
I tell you the time I saw him at a Survivor Series.
You did.
And I said, Funaki. And he was like, yeah, it's number 1. So anyways, oh boy. So this is in the middle of Kai and Tai's feud with Val Venus.
Oh God, another cringe.
Yeah. So
this guy, okay, I'll say this. Even back then, I thought Val Venus was cringe.
He was a dick.
All the time.
He was a dick. Okay, there was a part of me that was like, porn star. I was 11. Yeah. I was 11. Guys, do not hate yourself if you like this when you were 11. It is okay to look back and go, why the fuck did I like this?
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Kai and Tai, so Val Venus apparently had sex with the manager, Mr. Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi-san. Yeah. Had sex with his wife in a shower. And Yamaguchi-san, and most elegantly put it, sorry, this is going to choke me up a little bit. He says, I want to choppy your PP.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that so many times.
Who wrote that?
This is good shit.
I bet it was Vince.
Or Tom Pritchard. Oh, yeah, put the chunks in that part. Oh, choppy PP. Put that in that one. That's great. So, Tom Pritchard, Bruce Pritchard's brother.
Yeah. I could just imagine, what's his name, Cornette, just grinding his papers in the back. What do you mean, choppy, PP?
Anyway, so this match, before it even gets started, Val Venus gets to the stage with Mrs. Yamaguchi.
And he starts doing a lap dance on her, standing up.
He's just like
grinding her.
And she's into it. Which, if she's into it, great, good for her. But like,
she gets paid to be into it.
I feel like Yamaguchi should have just went up to her and be like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, you were clearly cheating on me. I would like a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, sir, you are a horrible person. Please, and I believe you will be a horrible person in the year 2020.
Yeah,
that's just you look like that type of person,
sir. This level of horror does not go away. You will be like this forever."
So, there was a match though. Mosh and Funaki start the match. Like I said, Val rubbing off on Mrs. Yamaguchi during the match. Teho and Togo hit a double bulldog to Draws at one point. Draws comes alive, powerbomb to Teho. Draws gets the pin on Teho. 4 out of 10. This match did nothing, and it was made worse by the constant cuts to Val Venus on the ramp.
Mm-hmm. And Draws was really being pushed as like a strong man,
Who?
like a Draws.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yo, definitely like this
He's
guy.
like super powerful.
Like he has this weird kind of like monkey strength. I don't know how else to put it. Like you see a gorilla and you're like, that gorilla is not that strong, and then he just rips you apart.
Yeah.
So then Val Venus comes to the ring and he approaches the two stars. You know what's really funny? First off, is that the stars were still there.
Mm-hmm.
Like most times you see or like stars of TV shows on WWE, and they're there like, oh, there they are for that segment, and then it cuts and they cut away, and later you're like, where are those? Where are they? Weren't they sitting right there? But no, they're still sitting there. Val Venus goes up to Mario Lopez and his co-star Amy Hunter Cornelis, and he tries to seduce Amy. Amy politely says no, but Val is a creepy rapist type, and he doesn't take no for an answer. Mario Lopez intervenes, and he's like, hey, she said no.
Well, at first he wanted a handshake.
Oh, did he want a handshake?
AC Slater came up to him like, hey, let's shake hands. I love your stuff, Val. That's
Val Venus, he pushed him back.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, well, that was weird. And he's still trying to seduce Amy, and that's when AC Slater steps in between him, Mario Lopez, and he gets pie-faced by Val Venus, shoving him into the chairs.
Yeah.
So first I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then Mario Lopez jumps the barricade.
Superhuman ability.
And tackles Val Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Where was this going?
Nowhere. Well, we'll see next week. I wonder what happened on Raw. Did anything happen on Raw? No.
Not with Mario but Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just weird. I don't know why. And, maybe it was one of those things they did it, and then the producers and the insurance companies were like, yo, you cannot be wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Just they were, the TBS property. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, what if he got hurt? He wouldn't be able to shoot TV shows.
Pacific Blue.
Exactly. The new hit show on the USA Network.
Mm-hmm. And later on, we get another actor.
I believe it's on after. Actress. Oh, yeah. That was a weird.
Yeah.
This is like literally, this episode was like right in between everything. It's funny how many things probably happened on Raw the week before and week after, and we're reviewing Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah.
In between, it's like the catch-up show. But there's some good wrestling, like I said. So I don't know where that was going, but anyways, we were given a full replay, fully loaded the Sunday prior. I guess there is a very intense storyline happening with Sable and Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
And she's a nudist. And she wants to show off her body.
Mm-hmm.
And Vince is, oh, you can't show off your body. You're a woman.
This is the famous body paint, the handprints body paint on her.
Do you know how many times? Do you know how many times that when I was a kid, after I saw that, I was like, I'm Sable.
Oh my god!
There were so many times as a kid, and I did that. It was funny. But it was just this weird storyline where she wanted, like Vince was like very rapey towards her too at one point. Yeah. He's like, I always get my way, and like touches her hair, and she's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I'm Sable.
It didn't make much sense, right? Because he's like, cover up. I want to fuck. Cover up.
Yeah, man. It made no fucking sense.
And she's like, no, I'm a woman. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna get naked.
Yeah.
Which is fine, sure.
Yeah, you do you, girl. But at the same time, it was just a little. It was
like the guy's trying to rape you. Can you please put your gloves on?
Yeah. Well, can ask for your release, Sable. I don't know, but I mean, she marries Brock Lesnar eventually. It all works out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No one's gonna mess with Brock's wife.
Then next match of the night, D'Lo Brown defending his European Championship against Ken Shamrock. We have Mark Henry ringside with D'Lo Brown. Champ? Yeah, D'Lo was European champ back and forth a bunch of times.
Yeah, he was champ a couple times too, right? Later on?
No, I don't think so.
He wasn't around in the invasion angle?
See, that's the thing. European title, the two people I think of, D'Lo Brown and X-Pac. Going back and forth. I think they went back and forth a bunch of times with that title. Like there's some other people that held it. Of course, Val Venus, who was on the show.
You know who I think of?
Who?
No one.
William Regal, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
He is European, so
Mm-hmm.
he's a peon. So I said D'Lo tries to attack early. Shamrock takes over. D'Lo distracts the ref while Mark Henry takes out Shamrock with a clothesline on the outside. And then we get Dan Severn and Steve Blackman coming to ringside. I guess Team MMA.
Yeah. Where was Blackman's sticks? Remember, he used to come in with sticks.
Oh, like the yeah. I don't know. But so Dan Severn and I guess Ken Shamrock have this like frenemy relationship going on. Dan Severn eventually hits the ring, attacks D'Lo Brown, but like very like sullenly. He was just like, bam, bam, bam. Okay, I'm done.
It was just to get the DQ.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like you said, D'Lo Brown won by disqualification. I actually gave this match a 5 out of 10, even though this was like literally nothing happened in the match and it wasn't that great of a match. The ending made a lot of sense. Like Severin didn't want Shamrock to win the title. He doesn't really care about that title, but he doesn't want Shamrock to win it.
Yeah.
So
it shows this disdain for Ken Shamrock, or it could be a ploy to get him to join MMA Central.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So, saying, hey, I can be there for and Dan Severn, Jesus Christ, probably one of the baddest guys in the roster. So did you hear about that story about Dan Severn where I think they wanted to like job him out or something and he threatened to go into the Royal Rumble and he said, I will
just beat everybody up. I'll beat everybody up.
He said, I will go into that Rumble and turn your biggest match into the biggest shoot fight you've ever seen. And
eventually he would get mopped up though, right?
Yeah, I think eventually. I think they gave him his release. That's what it was.
Well, no, I'm saying in the match, eventually he would shoot for the first, 2 or 3 competitors, but then you get 5 or 6 of those dudes in there. It's like he's going to shoot. Let's get him. They'll just dog.
Oh yeah. I know, right? You'd get like Austin, Kane, and the Undertaker. You're like, why is the Undertaker and Kane and everyone teaming up on Dan Severn? And then we have
Severn's poking somebody's eye out for real.
He's like, he's legit scooping someone's eye out. He's fish hooking someone's mouth open. Oh my God. Then we get a star of Pac Blue backstage. I didn't get her name.
I mean, either it was so long.
Yeah. But with Bart Gunn.
And you see how they did the lower thirds, their names? That's why I couldn't get her name right because
it was the very 90s like big letter, little letter, big letter, little letter, big, little. Yeah. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like I was even like trying to do when I was trying to do the thumbnail and the stuff for this, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I thought about it, but I was like, no one's going to get it because you have to explain it to like, especially younger people.
You would have to watch the show. And then nowadays it means something completely different. Like if you go on Twitter and you see those words, it's like somebody's going, you know what I mean?
Like trolling, I guess. I don't want to see troll. So Bart Gunn recalling his Brawl for All match against Steve Williams.
Which was huge. They even made an episode out of it on what's that show that we watch?
Dark Side of the Ring.
Right.
Yeah. And so if you didn't know, Steve Williams was supposed to win the Brawl for All, but Bart Gunn eventually wins and was jobbed out to Butterbean. And so, I mean, it was the dumbest thing ever. And that's one of the reasons why Dan Severn was supposed to be in that. You know that? Really? He won his first round match. But
that was part of the episode.
But he decided not to be in it because he felt like it was going to ruin his image of an actual fighter. So I'm like, all right, it's fucking awesome. Dan Severn's he is a beast. Guy seems fucking cool as hell. I hope he's not an asshole.
Yeah, right. He looks like he might be though.
Yeah, hopefully he's one of those guys that like he looks like he's an asshole, but like really he's a softie.
No, when I shaved the mustache, I'm really nice.
Yeah. He was in a match recently. He was in Bloodsport, I think, a couple of years ago.
The movie?
No, the wrestling show.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so main event time: Kane and Mankind versus The Rock and Owen Hart.
Whoa, this is stacked.
This is the Kane and Mankind versus the New Nation right here. The winner of this match will face Stone Cold Steve Austin and Taker for the tag team titles.
I don't even know how they became champions. I don't remember that.
The Rock and Mankind or Undertaker?
No. Stone Cold and Undertaker.
Oh, that's Stone Cold Undertaker.
Like I don't even remember them winning the championship.
They won a title eventually. I mean, sometimes when I'm watching the show, it starts flooding back to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, like they
probably won it on an episode of Raw just randomly.
Yeah, for the pop. But Vince was always about that, putting the tag titles on somebody. Like if somebody was going to have a title match for the WWF title, those two people would win the tag titles. Like, what? Their partners going into their match?
Yeah.
What?
Listen to the main event here, or not even the main event. Look at their tag situation. It's Mankind and The Rock. Mankind and Kane, The Rock and Owen, and Stone Cold and Undertaker are your champions.
Yeah. Look at
Those are all your headliners.
Yeah. Well,
just tagging. Just tagging, just a tag.
He had the headbangers in like one of the opening matches.
Yeah.
So Owen and Mankind start the match. They go back and forth. The crowd really isn't to this match at all because if you didn't know, Sunday Night Heat was filmed after Monday Night Raw, so they are probably just
exhausted.
It's like being in the third hour of Monday Night Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top rope lariat to The Rock by Kane. Missile dropkick to Kane by Owen. JR then calls Mankind, he's the mayor, parts unknown, which is really funny because he was teaming with somebody who would eventually become a mayor.
You're right.
So I don't know. It's a weird thing I noticed. Owen gets in. So the fight then breaks out outside the ring. Rock's battling both Kane and Mankind. And then Owen just slips into the ring before the 10 count is over. And the match is called count out.
Yeah, strange.
So at first I was kind of like, what the hell just happened? But I mean, it kind of made sense.
Well, you're watching an episode of Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It kind of made sense. It kind of didn't. So, I mean, it was two heels trying to win by any means necessary. I think a lot of the times nowadays you see heels and they're trying to be like, I'm going to try to pin this guy in the ring. And this is a number one contendership match. You could win by DQ. You could win by count out.
Yeah.
There's no champion's advantage here. You know what I mean? Tie the guy up outside. You know what I mean? Tie their legs to, something that can't move, a pillar somewhere, and then run back into the ring. You got this.
Yeah. So it worked out. Owen Hart's been known to be a huge prankster and ribbing everybody. Did you notice at the beginning of the match, the camera crew wasn't on him. It was at the center of the ring, and he was in the corner waiting for the tag, and the crowd just started going nuts.
Oh, he was yelling at the fans about something.
Yeah, and then when the camera pans to him, he's just back to normal.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. So I really want to know what happened that day.
So the one thing I will say about this stacked match, it wasn't that great.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was
kind of sloppy, actually. There was a lot. It seemed like a lot of the times it was like their first match ever together.
Because Mankind didn't look crisp.
No. Well, I mean, it was Mankind. He was a very skilled wrestler, but I mean, like he had so many years already before this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they were talking about a couple of weeks ago that when he took that fall off of somewhere where his arm was, I don't know, they were like 20 foot. He took a 20-foot fall.
Off Hell in the Cell, or?
I don't know what the premise was, but they mentioned it during the match.
All right.
At the previous pay-per-view, he took a bump.
Okay. Oh, at fully loaded.
I think so.
So I give this match a 5 out of 10. Like I said, the ending made sense to me, but it was a nothing match. So one of my favorite parts of this episode is the Stone Cold interview at the end of the show.
Oh my God.
Okay. First off, we're not going to get through this. Michael Cole's probably going to be in every episode. So just young little baby Michael Cole. Little
Good to see.
12 pounds, 9 ounces, little baby Jesus. Okay, so Michael Cole, he's backstage with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And honestly, I think Austin's a little inebriated at this point.
Well, remember when they cut away to Austin earlier, he was just sitting in the dugout drinking beer. So,
I'm going to watch this man, goddammit. Motherfuckers, me and Undertaker go win the match. So Michael Cole asks, he goes, last week, you tossed Undertaker a beer, and he drank it. Is this a sign of solidarity? Stone Cold just like, it just means that man was thirsty, damn it. He wanted a beer. I threw him a beer. He wanted to have it. It's fine. He grabbed the beer.
That's all it was.
All right. It made sense. Cole then says, well, then, you were attacked by Kane and Mankind. And Taker conveniently turned his back when they attacked. So Stone Cold then goes, and I can't do it in a Stone Cold voice because you're not going to understand me. I want everyone to get this word for word. He goes, I was dumb for turning my back. And then Kane shanghaied me from behind. But at the same time, Undertaker didn't lift a finger to help. But Stone Cold didn't need any help. But you're damn right. No, he didn't help me. So maybe there is something there. What? What the fuck did you just say, Stone Cold? Because at a certain point, he goes, I didn't need no help. And he had this look on his face like, oh, fuck. But, he didn't help. So maybe there's something there. I don't know.
I don't know what I was talking about.
So, I mean,
that's
Cole then asked about the match on Raw tomorrow night. And Stone Cold was like, I'm done with this interview. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm tired of you. You're done. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
So
we go off the air.
And we go off the air. So that was the very first episode of Sunday Night Heat. Wow. What a show, right?
Entertaining.
I mean, to say the least, it was entertaining. I'll be honest, despite the moments where I was like, there was some damn good wrestling on the show. The first match really got me into it. The Jeff Jarrett match versus Edge. Match of the night had to have been, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Because you had 3 matches. Yeah.
Yeah. And segment of the night, what, Draw's World?
Oh, okay. It's
wins by default.
No, that Stone Cold interview had to be the best.
Yeah, you're right. You're damn right. Stone Cold don't need no help, but maybe he do need some help. He didn't help me, but I don't need it, and it's fine. But it's fine. It might say something about his character, but
it was almost like he didn't want to complain, but he was forced to.
Yeah.
And he, wait a minute. Then midway he caught on and was like, "Wait a minute, I'm Stone Cold. I don't need no help."
The background, it's like when Braun was on SmackDown. Oh, dude, he just like, I was coming to work, bro, and he just like came in. It was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So, like I said, we're not going to be doing this every week. Next week, you and I will be doing our top 10. You got that? Top 10 wrestlers making television appearances.
Specifically TV, because movies, it's
they don't count.
It doesn't count.
Do music videos count?
Music videos?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they weren't shown on the big screen.
Because I swear to God, for today, I resaw this. I saw this man named Starlight Starbright. Hulk Hogan and Dolly Parton video.
Oh my God, I've never seen that. I'm a YouTube it.
Oh God, it's funny. My heart is in a headlock. I think that's what it's called.
Does he have like rhinestone?
No, he's just dressed. It's funny because he's called Starlight. Oh, we'll talk about it all next week. All right.
Okay.
All right. Like I said, next week, top 10 wrestlers in television. I'm your host, Corey Smith.
I'm Jose Osagada.
And we will see you next week. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you later before that with Michael Vergara with The B Show.
Oh, I can't wait. This week of AEW.
Guys, we'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.